Hi, this is Kavita, transformational coach and hypnotherapist. And today is Monday, August 21st, the day of the total solar eclipse in the United States. And I wanted to make this video because I've been asked a lot of questions about the eclipse. And what I've done for you today is compiled two astrologers' take on what this eclipse means energetically for all of us. Okay, so this is not coming from me, and I will list my resources at the end of the video and mention them as well. I get lots of information and newsletters so I can stay informed about the energy that surrounds us, because I do believe that energy and spirituality is a fundamental part of who we are, and whether we like to acknowledge it or not, it does affect us. Okay, so in front of my screen I'm going to read to you two people's take on what this solar eclipse means. So now, if it's Tuesday or Wednesday or even 2 weeks from now and you're reading this, you can still benefit from this knowledge, okay? Because the energies of the eclipse are not just on the day of the eclipse. Okay, so let me start with, first is a take by Carol Allen, and she's a Vedic astrologer. And for those of you that know, there's two types of astrology. There's the Vedic and there's the Western astrology. So I took one summary from a Vedic astrologer and one from a Western astrologer. That way you can have different perspectives and then take what is applicable to you and what resonates for you, okay? So she says, as for the meaning of a solar eclipse, it's historically considered a negative omen in many cultures, and it's understandable. To ancients, the sun was a god and the very bringer of life to the world. I think of total eclipses as a time in which seemingly go dark, only to have light come shining forth again. I see this as a metaphor for our tendency to avoid or put things off we don't want to face or handle. This leads to disillusionment or despair, only to have a return of hope and higher realization in the end. You think all hope is lost, only to discover that if you give things time and do what needs to be done, everything is fine after all. In other words, eclipses are an excellent time to get clear on whatever darkness you could use that could use more light in your life. So the questions to ask yourself, and my suggestion is for you to journal on this, is what area of your life could use more love, more support, more attention. If you're avoiding it, it could cause you more trouble than you think. But if you shine your heart and soul, things might get better than ever. So she also says that eclipses are an excellent time for meditation, contemplation, yoga, chanting, spiritual practices, or simply getting more organized. What she does suggest is put off any launches, contract signings, major purchases, going on blind dates, etc. Okay, and finally she closes by saying, as I mentioned, this eclipse involves Mercury, as well as Mercury is in retrograde until September 15th. So expect technical difficulties, misunderstandings, breakdown in communication, and confusion for all. So that's one take. That's Carol Allen. So what I take from that is that I want to look at my life and see what I know that I need to address. I know that I need to work on. I know what I need to move forward, but I'm avoiding. Okay. So now the next take is from Laura of the Rythm Way, from the rhythmway.com. And she says that in the sign of Leo, this new moon solar eclipse touches us to the very core of who we believe ourselves to be and what we believe we are here to offer on this planet at this time. Okay? It evokes the lion-hearted, courageous one of you whose deep longing is to live artfully and love into the world from the core of you. Calls forth the one of you who aligns outer action with your inner vision, with soul, in order to live the fullest possible life in the time you have. So what she's saying is that it's time for your inner vision, that vision you have for your life, your dreams, to match what you're doing externally. Okay? And I think this really goes in line with what Carol Allen shared, because these are things that often we deny or we don't go full in. We're not all in. We're testing the water with our toes or our feet, but we're not really putting ourselves fully in. So her questions that she asks for you to journal on are: what is completing in your life? What story have you been living that is too small? Okay, what has been pounding the walls of your heart and rushing through your veins, and what path awaits you ahead? How might you call upon your lion heart to step through the threshold, knowing full well it may ask everything of you? So, my suggestion to you is to meditate, spend some time journaling on these questions, and take some action. If you have any questions, please email me, kavitalifecoach@gmail.com, or comment below.